right now, I am about to open this really big box that Federal Express, I'm not going to call them FedEx. They don't deserve that name right now. So, I'm going to open this box, and this is one of the big orders that I placed to replenish the supplies in order to make, to remake products. And while I was doing it, actually got this delivered this morning. But while I was doing it, I was just like, you know what? Let me do a video because I'm thinking about you guys that are in business, especially retail style businesses or just business period. I don't care what you're selling. I don't care the type of business that you have. But I know for a fact that it is critical for you to not play with the whole idea of being in business versus actually doing what it takes to stay in business. A lot of people, man, they call themselves in business, and granted, I was one of those people as well that didn't understand what it would take to operate a business and to operate a viable business. I was one of those people that did not, I was just happy to be doing something, so to speak. And so I didn't think beyond, the comfort level that I was while I was doing something or, doing a hobby or something like that. And so a lot of people are trapped in that mindset. So I definitely wanted to come on this morning or this afternoon and give you guys that nugget and kind of tell you what I found out, and also give you guys some insight. I'm trying to move this big old box, y'all, without hitting my tripod. I'm sorry you guys can't really see the actual box. This thing is big. And then the Federal Express, they left it in my driveway. And I have a very long driveway, I get that. But they left it in my driveway, y'all. And normally they deliver packages and they put it on my front porch. But they delivered this one like right next to my garage. My garage they're on the side of the house. Well, what appears to be the side of the house. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put all these noodles. But they just left it, and then they didn't ring the doorbell, y'all. Listen, they didn't ring my doorbell. They didn't. Oh my goodness. So anyway, they just left it there, and something told me to go out there and look, because I'm like, oh, okay, FedEx, yay, my package is coming, yeah. No doorbell ring. They just pulled up, and I'm just looking out the window, and I'm like, well, maybe he's not at my house. Yes, he was at my house, but he didn't tell me my package was there. But anywho, I am. So anyway, let me start showing you guys while I'm taking all this stuff out. I don't know if y'all can see this, but this thing is filled with all these things. This was a really big order, and I think this one was a good amount of money. I have another order that's coming in from Canada, and that was like a $300, almost $400 order. So, guys, listen. A lot of us, we have talents, and I'm real devastator. I surely will. But a lot of us, we have talents, and then you have a lot of us that just want to do something. I guess I'm going to have to make a mess and clean it up later. So a lot of us have talents, and a lot of us, we just want to do something with, whatever, just I know. Whatever we want to do, whether it's to make more money, supplement our income. But either way, we want to do something, or somebody convinced us and said, oh, you're good at this, so you need to go try to make money doing it. Guys, I want you to understand something. Before you commit to anything, you have to make a decision. So this is my shea butter, and it's 10 pounds. But before we commit to anything, make sure first and foremost it's your dream. Make sure it is your dream and not necessarily the dream of someone who thinks that you'll be good at this, that, and the other. And I'm telling you guys that because when you go and call yourself going in to get started to do whatever, to make money, that person is going to boost your head up. They will boost your head up and make you believe that you can do X, Y, Z. But when it comes down to it, that same person that boosts you up to go into this business and to invest your time and money doing something that you're good at, more times than not, that person will not be there to help see you through the whole thing. Now, let me tell you something. At the end of the day, the second thing is, at the end of the day, you guys have to understand that if you're going to go into any type of business, guys, let me tell you something. You have to make a decision. You have to be completely ready. I mean, completely ready to go hard in the paint or don't go at all. Don't show up at all. Because if you're not willing to put your best foot forward, if you're not willing to invest your time, if you're not willing to invest your skill and improving your skill, enhancing your skill, evolving in your skill, if you're not willing to invest the time to become that skill, to spend at least a couple of hours a day getting better, oh my God, y'all. So, okay. If you're not willing to do that, guys, don't go at all. Don't do it. Hang it up. If you're not willing to put your best foot forward and show up every single day consistently for that business, not just to stop at a mom and pop, but to show up so much so where you're not just, okay, I'm getting up, I'm going to work today, let's go into the store, or let's, wake up and go downstairs and do the work and then put in 30 minutes. Oh, no sales today, no emails, no correspondence. All right, let's go back upstairs and just chill out for the day. Or let's just go do whatever, blase, squaze, and call it a day. Like, if you are not willing to get out of the mom and pop mentality for that business, don't do it. And I'm going to tell you why. There are so many reasons why people shouldn't go into business. And I'm going to be completely honest. I know I may offend some folks, but there are tons, and this is my mango butter, y'all. I get 5 pounds. I was supposed to get 10, but I was trying to budget, which I'm still going to get 10 anyway. But there are so many reasons why a lot of people should not go into business, and I'm going to tell you why. One, not a lot of people are willing to go higher in their business and evolve in their business and go beyond the mom and pop mentality. Not a lot of people are in the right business that's going to keep the passion going for them, to make them happy. They're in the business for the wrong reasons. A lot of people are joining these network marketing companies, and they're helping other people to build their organizations, their businesses, and they're not reaping enough from it. But all the while, they still have their talents, their ambitions, their goals that they want to achieve, their dreams that they want to live out. But they're, not in the right place. They're not in the right business. They're not doing the right things in order to achieve that. They're wasting a lot of time. And the other part of that is, guys, a lot of you aren't willing to invest. And that's what stops a lot of people in their tracks. A lot of people are not willing to invest. And some people, there are other types of people, there are people in this world that they just want to be looked at as, okay, I'm doing something, I'm busy. I want to show that I'm doing something, like I'm you know, I'm trying. If you're one of those people and you have ambitions to go like into business, but you're stuck on that that phase of I'm trying or I'm doing something. Funny is a trip. Sorry, y'all. But if you are one of those people, guys, don't do it. Don't bother. Why do I say that? Simply because that, forgive me if I offend anybody, but that is an illness. That is a mental illness. I strongly believe that that is a mental illness where you're more satisfied with saying I am busy or I'm doing something, or to project that you're doing something versus doing it, versus actually putting your best foot forward and really going hard in that business and moving forward and making that business work, making that business happen. To me, that's a mental illness where you're comfortable with playing. You're comfortable with playing games. You're not going to be the one that's going to invest in the business. You're not going to be the one that's going to get up every day and market your business and come up with different strategies on how to you know, reach your target market and different content and things like that. And you're not going to be the one that's going to get up and go into your office every day. This is my glycerin. When I use glycerin when I'm mixing my colorants. But you're not going to be the one that get up every day. You're going to be the one that's going to be afraid to invest in your business. And so if you are one of those people that find it okay to just make it look like you're doing something, and I like to call those type of people the coming soon people. The coming soon people. Those are the ones that's in business or want to be in business. Want to be in business just for recognition. They're doing it just to say, oh, I have this business, or I'm in it because XYZ, or, you know, it makes me look good, it makes me feel good, it makes me feel like I'm actually accomplishing something, it makes me feel like I'm getting, you know, the validation I need to make me look like I'm worth something, or I'm a person of value. Those are the people to me with the mental illness. They're always going to be the coming soon people, and I say that because they'll have the website up, they'll act like they're going to have this going on and this event and that event, just to make themselves feel like they're larger than life, to make themselves feel like they are actually doing something about something. Guys, if you're one of those people, don't bother. Keep it as a hobby, don't bother. Now then you have the other type of people where, like I said before in number one, where they're gung-ho on remaining mom and pop. They want to work to that level. And guys, that's fine. That is absolutely fine, because everybody's not meant to scale. Everybody doesn't have the mental capacity to scale the business. Not everybody have the mental capacity to continue putting on big events, to draw in big crowds. Everybody's not meant to do that. Some people are meant to allow it to remain a hobby. A friend of mine told me some years ago, and he really, really opened my eyes when he said this. He said, your business is still a hobby. And I'm like, oh no, I have clients, I have customers, I have repeated customers, and da-da-da-da-da. He said, if your business cannot operate without you, you're still operating a hobby. And when he said it, it broke my heart, because I really thought that remaining in these little close corners and the little kitchen table in the corner of my apartment was good enough. Like, I was making, as long as the sales keep coming in, I'm good. I can stay at this level. And no, guys, if you're not willing to scale up, if you're not willing to invest in your business, if you're not willing to wake up every day and put in the work that it takes, if you're not willing to be one of those people that's going to go out and meet new people, make new connections, bring people in, you're not going to scale. You're going to remain a mom and pop, and you're not going to go beyond where you are. Now, if you don't have any ambitions to go beyond where you are, that's absolutely fine. But don't say, oh, I'm in business for myself. don't bother, you know, because if you're talking to someone from Nike, if you're talking to, this is my apricot kernel oil. If you're talking to someone from one of these big companies, and let's say you just happen to be at an event, they're going to ask you some questions that you may not be able to answer as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. I should say business owner. You know, just because. Now, the biggest part of this video, guys, if you are at a place where you're like, okay, I want to be in a place where I can scale my business. I just think it's such a mess. I want to be in a place where I can scale my business. I want to be better equipped to handle a large load of people coming into my business. I want to be able to make more money. I want to be able to put my products, or you know, in 100 stores by the end of the year. I want to be able to work with this level or this echelon of people. I want to be able to do these types of catering events, or whatever it is that you want to do, at whatever level you want to do it at, and whatever amount of money or type of money that you want to bring in. You literally, guys, and this is the point of it all, you cannot be afraid to invest in your business. Guys, when I realized that I could not continue making soap, now my orders were coming in. The little orders were coming in, and I'm just like, sorry guys, hemp seed oil. My little orders were coming in, and I'm just like, all right, my supplies are dwindling down. My supplies are dwindling down. I got to keep making this stuff. Now I have people requesting my Japanese Haru body butter or my black ice. Do I have any more black ice in stock? And I'm down to like my last 6 black ice soaps. And I'm like, God, man, like I got to buy this stuff again. I don't really have the money. I spent all the money that came in. I spent all the little money that I used, that I made, you know, on bills, or I spent it on this and the other. Now, if you are one of those people where you're in the beginning phase, oh, this is my avocado oil, and it's small, guys, because I just got another 2 pounds, just because I have avocado oil already, and I didn't want to run out. This is my candelia wax, which is a vegetable wax. Instead of using beeswax, I use this one. But you know, if I was like, oh my gosh, I have to literally replenish this stuff. Like, I got to keep making products. I have people that actually are now looking at me as their dealer. I have to keep going. I have to keep producing. Dang, I thought this was, you know, and sometimes we're the type of people that we don't think beyond what's happening right then and there in our business. And so that's fine. That's just an indication that you're in the first phases of your business, of you know, being an entrepreneur, of making money for yourself. But you cannot stay there. Now, if you stay there, it will remain a hobby for a very, very, very long time. A very, very, very long time. And so when I realized that, okay, I'm making a certain amount of money from these sales, I have to take a percentage of that money and put it back into my business, so that I don't run out of supplies, so that I would always have my products in stock, cured, wrapped, ready to go. So when those orders come in, or when I do a marketing campaign and those orders start coming in, I'll be able to do fast shipping, which my customers absolutely love, and I can put that stuff back out into the atmosphere and get that money even faster. Now they look at me as their dealer. Now they're going to always come to me to buy soaps from me, to buy body butters from me, to buy whatever from me, because it's all like a web. It's like a web that we weave. And so if you're one of those people, guys, that find it very, very difficult to part ways with a percentage, oh, ooh, this is tiring. team comes in tomorrow, y'all. So I have to do a lot of this stuff to prep them for doing stuff. I think they cheated me on this glycerin though. This doesn't look like 7 pounds. But anyway, yeah, I think they cheated me. We gotta talk about that. But yeah, so a lot of us have that mentality. So I'm telling you guys, you really and truly have to really think about it, guys. If you're not going to be willing to go hard in the paint, don't say you're in business. Don't say that, you know, don't ask people to support you, because once they start supporting you and you can't keep up with the demand, you have a very big problem on your hands. You have a huge problem on your hands. So imagine if I have the #1, which I think I do, one of the #1 best-selling detox soaps, which is called, now it's called Nor. It used to be called Black Ice, but the people that make the air fresheners, they came after me, so I had to change the name. I changed it to the Black Bar soap, and now I'm just going to call it Nor. Nor, and then in parentheses the Black Bar soap. But imagine if I was one of those people that I didn't care. I didn't care if I had to replenish my supplies and keep the soaps going, and you know what I mean? Like, what if I was one of those darn people? And so I said a long time ago, and this is going back to that having to make a decision. I said a long time ago, I said, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I got to really do it, because one, I don't believe in going into anything half-assed. If it's something that I know I can't do, or if it's something that I know I will be uncomfortable doing, if it's something that I know I won't be able to produce anything from it, or I won't be able to be my best self while doing it, I won't do it. You will never catch me doing anything that I don't want to do, because time is so precious, and I refuse to do things that's going to make me unhappy or uncomfortable or make me hate it, while there's other things in this world that I absolutely want to do. So if you're one of those people, guys, I promise you, it's going to show. It's going to show in how you show up. So this is castor oil. Oh my God. But it's definitely going to show. And so I made a decision, and I said to myself, Michelle, you have to make a decision. Like, you literally have to make a decision. I said, you know what, if I am not going to, and this was years ago, I said, if I'm not going to go out and get a full-time job, because every time I weighed the pros and cons, I said every time I go out and I get a full-time job, something always happens on that job where I just absolutely hate it. I hate myself for going to get this job and investing my time in this job. All right, one more box, guys. Oh my God. You have to now make a decision. Are you going to do this all the way, or are you going to just half-ass it and do it when you feel like it? If I'm going to have to do it when I feel like it, I'm not going to want to do it. If it's not a project for me, if it's not something that has a completion point, I'm not going to want to do it. I'm not going to waste my time. If it's not something that's going to make me happy, if it's not something that's going to fulfill me, if it's not going to give me soul happiness, I'm not going to do it. So I had to make a decision. I said, you know what? This business is going to require a lot. And I know that every time I hit a new level, it's going to really require a lot of time, a lot of money. It's going to involve me becoming a walking billboard. It's going to involve me, you know, expanding my space, going from the kitchen counter, the little piece of a kitchen counter, to the 2-bedroom, well, to the underneath the window in the living room, to the spare bedroom in my 2-bedroom apartment, to this place right here, and then going even beyond this. So I had to make that decision. I'm like, okay, can I see myself once I made that decision, and I gave myself that talk, I made the decision, like, okay, if I'm going to do this, what is my goal? My goal is to become a household name, period. I want to be your Nike. I want to be your your Nestle. I want to be your Cadbury. I want to be whatever it is. I want to be your Dove. I want to be your St. Ives. You know what I mean? So I want to be something that's bigger than a mom and pop store. Like, I want to be something that's bigger than somebody just sitting in their kitchen with a hobby. I want it to be something bigger than that. And so that was the goal that I had. That was the goal that I put in front of myself that then became a dream. And so I was like, you know what? That sounds good to me. That sounds a lot of fun. And I can see myself being fully fulfilled and happy with that goal or with that dream. And so I set out to do that. So when I started looking for my house to buy, that was the thing. Like, I wanted to make sure that I had a room for my soap business or my bath and body skincare business. And first it was just a soap business, and then it became bath and body, and then it became, this is palm oil. Normally I get a jug, not a jug, I forgot what you call it, a pail of it, a 14-pound pail, but I have some already, so I'm just going to pour that into that one. But guys, so that's it. But I really wanted to come on and give you guys that nugget of inspiration and give you guys that information, because I promise you, if you're in a place where you're seriously considering going, even just going into business, even if you're taking your hobby that you do now and you know, wanting to go bigger in that business, it's really important for you guys to really and truly think beyond where you are. Think beyond the hobby. Think beyond, you know, just entrepreneurship. You know, I don't want to be an entrepreneur forever. I want to be a business owner where I am operating a full-fledged business that operates itself, where I have a team, have people that come and show up to work every day, people processing and doing whatever it is that I have to get done in order to make the business continue to move forward and to scale. So if I am going into a business, if I'm not going to invest into that business, I'm not going to do it. If I know that one week I'm going to be excited about it, and then the next week I'm not going to be excited about it, I'm not going to get up and wake up with nothing but the business on my mind, if I'm not going to be able to continue to keep myself in that headspace, it's not going to be something that I want to do. And so I really want you guys to really, really think about that. I'm not saying that you are me, but I definitely know for a fact that when it came time to operate this business or to go into the business part of it, I had to really think about that. I'm just like, God, man, like, can I see myself waking up? You know, I had to ask myself all the right questions. Can I see myself waking up day in and day out and coming down here to work in this business? Can I see myself making this a full-time job for myself? Can I see myself really reaching out to my customers and becoming the product itself, so that when I talk to customers, when I talk to people about what it is that I offer or what it is that I do or how I can help them, and would I be able to stand assured and stand confident and knowing that, okay, I know what the hell I'm talking about. Like, can I do that? Can I invest in the time in order to do that? So every single business that you want to go into, guys, I don't care how small it is, I don't care how silly you think it is, you really have to really ask yourself those pertinent questions just to make sure that, okay, if I'm going to do this, what level do I want to do it at? Like the phase that I'm in my life right now, the season that I'm in my life, how am I going to fit this in there? Can I give it my whole heart? How can I do that? You know what I mean? Like, how can I get up every morning and really put my best foot forward and come down to work every day? Because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a prime example, guys. When we wake up in the morning, if we have jobs, if we have corporate jobs, if we work wherever we work to make steady income, if we're able to get up every single day knowing that steady income comes from us getting up every day, showing up for X amount of hours and putting in that time and putting in that effort and putting in the yes sir and no sirs, If we're able to get up every single day and do that for someone else, imagine if we were to do that for ourselves. Not saying go quit your jobs and do all that good stuff, but imagine if we were to put that type of energy, that same type of energy into what it is that we wholeheartedly know that we're put here on this earth to do. A lot of us have so many stinking talents, it's not even funny. But we get so distracted by everything else, and we don't want to put our best foot forward. We don't want to create a full-time job or full-time gig within our talents, and that is a big problem. And so that's the purpose of my video, you guys. I promise you, if you learn how to budget within that business, budget within that hobby right now, and turn it into a business, turn it into a viable business where you are not afraid to invest your money and continue bringing in supplies, no matter how expensive it is. I'm not saying skip the rent payment or your mortgage payment. What I'm saying is budget for it. Put down $5. We spend money on the most frivolous things, but we still want to be in business. We still have our burning dreams and our desires and this and that and the other. I knew somebody personally that, had such an investment in his talent, guys, and no matter where you saw this person, you would see them with their talent right behind them. I'm not going to go into detail about that, but it was just amazing how when you believe in yourself, you're going to have, sometimes you're going to have people that don't believe in you along with you. You're going to have people that aren't there to support you. You have people that are going to say that they're going to be there and they don't show up. They're not there. You're going to have people that root you on and push you to do this and that and the other, but they won't be there in the end. So at the end of the day, it's going to be you that has to show up for you every single day. You have to be consistent. You have to be that common denominator. You have to show up for you regardless. Because guess what? At the end of the day, this is your dream and it's nobody else's dream. So you have to be super, super, super careful about you putting your dreams, you putting your heart into the hands of other people and relying on them for the validation, relying on them for the support, relying on them to inspire you, to motivate you, to keep you driven, to keep you dedicated, to keep you desiring what it is that you're put here to do. So guys, I tell you, man, when I tell you I have lived this thing for the past 7 years now, this business, I think about 6-7 years now. I did it with somebody in my corner, but I knew that, again, going back to those decisions, I knew that I had to give myself a way of thinking where if that person was not going to be there anymore in my life, I knew that I had to have enough power in me. I knew that I had to give myself enough authority, enough passion for what it is that I was put here to do, to keep going forward if I have no support. Keep going forward if nobody's there to root me on and be my biggest cheerleader. I had to have enough authority within myself and belief within my talents and faith in myself to continue moving forward, even if I have to walk alone, even if I have to make 200 bars of soap by myself, even if I have to continue making 50 cases of body butter by myself, until I do that. And like, I'm going to do that until the right help comes. I'm going to continue to do that until the right situation sets itself up, because at the end of the day, I am it. I am the common denominator. I am it. And so you guys have to think in that very way, guys. When I promise you that if you're not willing to invest, not just money, not just time, but if you're not willing to invest your consistency, if you're not willing to invest your own drive, your own desire, your own dedication, your own, I forget the other D word, but if you're not willing to do that, nobody else is going to show up and do it for you. You can't wait for validation from somebody else. And that goes back into my first video that I was doing that I nicely got cut off from. But that goes back into that, guys, where you have to understand that a lot of people are in business or in hobbies with that whole, what's the word that I use? Oh my goodness. A lot of people are, I forget the word, shoot. Oh my goodness. But a lot of people are in business just for the wrong reasons, where they're doing it just to feel like they're busy, or I'm busy, or I just want to appear busy to the person that I'm seeking validation from, or I just want to, you know, appear like I'm worth something to the person that I'm seeking validation from. Guys, that it just doesn't work, because that doesn't last too long. So if you're going to go into business and if you're going to do this, you got to show up consistently every day. You have to put your best foot forward. You have to invest in your supplies. You have to re-up on time before everything runs out. You understand what I'm saying? You can't say, okay, dang, this order came up to, you know, to re-up on my supplies. It came up to over $300 something, or it came up to over $400. Be smart about it, because there were some things that I had in my supply closet that I can kind of wing it, because those are ingredients that I don't use heavily. I need these ingredients more than I need those ingredients, so let me budget that out. Let me figure out the best way to go about doing it to make my inventory bill or my supply bill less, so I can get what I really, really need right now, put it in my closet, make the products, take my percentage to invest back into my company. Guys, you got to be smart about it. So I really hope that these 2 videos help you guys. I do apologize. I'm so messy now. But I do apologize for Facebook cut me off, I guess, server or whatever. I have unlimited data now, so they shouldn't be cutting me off. But anyway, y'all, so I'm going to go ahead and continue. If you missed the video, that I did, it's on my page. It should be on my page. I hope it's on my page. But if you missed that video, go back and watch part 1 so that you guys can get the full gist of what I'm talking about. And my client sent me 9 messages. But yeah, go back and you just got to be that person, guys. You got to be that person. If this is something that you really want to do, you can't be afraid to invest. You can't be afraid to expand your territory. We're always sitting here praying and asking God for all these things, when everything that we need is just a friggin' pen and paper away. It's just a strategy away. It's just a budget away. It's just a smart move away. It's just a connection away. So a lot of times, guys, we stop what we're doing. We continue to stay shrunken. Yeah, I don't know if that's a word. But in these mom and pop mentalities, and we don't want to go beyond where we are, and that's fine. I promise you guys, that is absolutely fine. But remember, if you are going to scale your business, if you are going to go beyond the hobby, you have to be willing to invest in that business. You cannot be afraid. If you are going to do that, you need to set a goal as to why you're doing it and what you're doing it for, how you're going to do it. How you're going to, what you're looking at in terms of where you want to be with this business. I want to become a household name. I want to be your Dove. I want to be your Ivory Soap. I want to be, you understand what I'm saying? And so that's a big goal. And the funny part is, some people may look at that goal and say, well, girl, you just stay where you are and just no. I believe that HoneyMilk is going to be a household name. That is my goal. That is my vision. That is what I'm working towards. It doesn't matter how small. Hello? It does not matter how small it is where I'm coming from. It doesn't matter the space. I can be working out of this little crate right here, making my soaps, which it was about this, is probably about this big. My kitchen counter was about this big, about that deep when I first started, guys. But I mean, look at where I am now. And so even this space and a few more, probably in another year, is going to be way too small. It's going to be way too small. I know now it's going to be too small because of the amount of work that I'm about to put in, the mentality that I'm in now versus the mentality that I was in back then. So it's fine, guys, to evolve. It's fine to, take your time, but just remember, if you are going to do this, and if you are going to move forward into and out of your hobby, you have to develop a different type of mindset. You just have to, and you have to be able to believe that you can go scale. You can go bigger than where you are. You can go higher than where you currently are. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Stop seeking validation from people, because your dream is your dream alone. It's not for everybody else. It's not for you don't need anybody's approval. It was given to you. The universe gave you that dream. It was embedded in your soul. And so you don't need validation from anybody else. You don't need approval from anybody else. You just need the will, the stamina, you need the repetitiveness, you need the courage, you need the bravery, you need the smarts, you need the resources, you need the whatever it is that you need to budget, to think smart, to think in a different way. Like you just need, that's what you need. You don't need anybody else's validation. I promise you, you don't. Okay. All right. So I have gone on long enough. I need to clean up my mess. And also, guys, if you are the type of person that have a retail company or even just a company where you have to restock stuff and you get these big orders, this is why it's good to order in bulk, because they'll send it to you in a really big box or a couple of big boxes, right? And if you're the type of company that ships back out, one of the ways I save on shipping supplies is I take, if they send it this way, but I take their, like this is a really big box. I don't know what the size is, but I take these, I keep calling them soap noodles. They're not soap noodles, but shipping noodles, and I send my stuff back. I ship my customer stuff back out with my noodles that I now have. So that's another way that you save. So it's even about thinking smart like that. Why go to, what's the company name, Uline, and order me shipping noodles when I can get it from my bulk orders? So I had to start thinking in different ways, guys, in order to save money, because sometimes I didn't have any money. There are lots and lots and lots of times where I did not have the funds in order to replenish this business. But I had people ordering stuff, and I had this bill to pay, and I had that bill to pay. So I had to get smart about it, guys. That's what it takes. Whether you're doing it by yourself or not, guys, you have to remember that you're the common denominator. And I really hope that this video helped you guys. Oh, look, a hot mess. But I really hope this video helps you guys on this beautiful Saturday. It is such a beautiful day. I'm waiting so that I can be able to go outside, but I have some client work to get accomplished, and waiting on Noah's dad to come and pick him up, whenever that's going to be. So anyway, y'all, hope this video helped you. This has been Michelle Hill from Michelle Hill and Company and HoneyMilk. I will talk to you guys later. I'm going to clean up my mess. I'm going to package my free shipping noodles and put those away and get this stuff into containers and on into my my supply closet. I'm going to finish cutting up these soaps and stamping them, and that's it, guys. So beautiful Saturday like this is what I'm talking about. You got to be able to put the work in. Sometimes there's going to be days where you can't go out and do what you want to do and have a beautiful life. You're going to have to put the work in, and that's fine. That's why you need to be doing something that makes your heart skip beats, something that makes your heart pump and makes you develop soul happiness for what you're doing. All right, so talk to you guys later. Enjoy your Saturday. Bye.